Hello everyone, I'm Choyu. I'm a new media artist and today I'm going to talk about art in the AI era, like how to explore the new frontier of creativity. We're not going to talk about a lot of different like generative AI. You can generate an image, you can generate a video right here because that is a little bit boring. I want to talk more about the concept of using AI as a texture, as a medium of art. So actually, I'm going to start with this sentence, the end of the human artist. Some of the artists, or like all of the artists, are kind of panicking around like this year, saying that AI will replace them because you can do paintings with AI, you can do photos with AI, you can do a lot of different things. So the traditional generated content part of the human artist's work is gone. It's taken by AI. So how are we going to survive? And what is the meaning of all of us like doing arts here? So I'm going to start a little bit about my background. And also this one, let me, okay. So I'm going to start with this image. So this image actually is a winner of an artist like making a photo using AI and then win an like traditional drawing contest. And then it's just like it's a very big news because like all of them thinking about, oh, AI can do this. It's like better painter than human. But after that, human takes revenge. They actually do something like this. So some photographer take a flamingo photo. It's an actual photo, and then send to an AI contest, stating that oh we win the AI contest using a real photo. So I think this is the very fun part that we didn't think of like graphics or all the generated content, those pixels, as art itself. We are actually fighting against the concept of AI and what is the art in the AI era. And this is the main topic I'm going to talk about. So I'm Choi Wu. So my background is from electrical engineering, and I'm an art director, new media artist, and also doing algorithm arts. Most of my work is doing creative coding and generative art. That means a mixture of design, engineering, the mathematics, dynamics, like whatever you think that is not art, I mix them together to make art. And then I want to start with one that one must have chaos within oneself to give like birth to a dancing star, because that I think that by the end of science is art, and I'm finding art like using science itself, not like compete with science. So this is a chaos system. It's drawing a very complex shape using a very simple mechanism. Just like two sticks stick to each other using a physics engine, and you can simulate and draw like very complex and beautiful shapes. And that's, I think, where our start in science. And then I do a lot of these kind of things. I draw an alien creature using just 10 lines of code. It's not that AI feeling, but it's actually what I'm doing before the generative AI and before the generative art term is taken by AI. So nowadays I talk about generative art and people say that, oh, you do AI things. No, I write algorithms. But what's the difference? There's actually not that much difference between algorithm creating works or AI creating works, because we all see the final result. But the concept itself is often ignored by the audience or by people who just saw the art. So most of the time we didn't get that much into art. So this is the most of the work I'm doing. I'm using algorithms to capture the nation shapes. Like what do you see in nature, the trees, the flowers? What is the mathematics? What is the formula behind those things? And then I turn them into different type of art and trying to interpret them as like a branch of new media art in modern art. So this is some of the artwork I done with computer, and I'm trying to figure out like what is the extreme, what is the medium characteristic of computer art. So some of my artwork, including post-impressionism, trying to use particle simulations to grow like this kind of botanical paintings. And then you can see that after it grows, the flower flourish. And then we are still doing some of the project that is internally, that is a living artwork in some of the venue. So based on the data, based on all the art history, we can kind of evolve the artwork, let it evolve with the environment, and let it evolve with the art history. So this is some of the work like Soulfish I do in the past, and then I got into Prelude of AI. So before I didn't went to MIT, but I'm here, so it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So I went to NYU. It's a good school too. So I do a lot of VR works, and I do like motion capture dancing, and like put them into 3D engine, make it do some style transfer afterward. And then I do a lot of different research about how we can use technology or how we can use this kind of very engineering perspective to create arts. Like how can we create sound? We create a specific sound that also pass through a sad filter. How does it feel like after passing a happy filter, a lazy filter? So that's the point I think that's like very fun. So I put it into my thesis. That didn't sound very fun, but for me. And then, so I do this kind of like sound synthesizer, and you make it like link. You can use the network to actually transform the audio to make it sound more like rainbow, to sound more like a turtle, to sound like using different kind of audio technology. So after that, I do like 2 years of exhibition in Typo 101. That is an immersive one, and we do like this kind of like very flourish kind of scenes, and that is exploring that from inorganic to organic to life. What is at the great equation behind all of this? So this is some of the part of performance I'm doing, and just give you a very quick sense of that. And then we can see a short video if that loads. I hope that loads. Okay. Okay. Okay, so my network abandoned me. So it's just a second. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a little bit about the afterward. Okay, please. Okay, so this is the exhibition we done in Taiwan. So we make an organic system for the exhibition space that is alive. So all of the radio signal for all the position of the audience, the music signals were all mixture into Touch Designer and broadcast into the full exhibition space. And also we are doing some of the performance during the exhibition. So the environment will evolve itself, but if you have extra signals put into the system, it can actually create more dynamics and make each time of the exhibition is unique and different at all. Yeah, so after this, I start to kind of fight with AI and think of like what is the meaning of my life. So let's talk about pre-generative AI. Before this, I actually touch and use AI a lot. That is maybe like in some of the projects during NYU, I make a gambling lamp. So you can actually just like use OpenCV to recognize the dice numbers and add them together to determine the brightness of the lamp. And also, I joined a startup in New York. I'm not sure if it is running still right now, but it's actually using a like product to use AI to analyze, make a Google Analytics of the physics world. So like every time people walk through the advertisement, it will just like detect your age and your skeletons and deliver some interactive experience for you. And we can ever like generate the report of that, and we make a very portable version. So you can install in every computer. If you have a computer, a webcam, and also a screen, we can actually turn that into an interactive space connecting the virtual of the physical environment. And after the post-generative AI come out, we actually do some of the concert with AI. That is the most familiar part for all of us, because like generate image and generate some like video afterward, we can do that in like 3 to 5 days to quickly turn those artists like lyrics, concepts, feelings into very like beautiful artworks. And I think that is the part that I start figuring out. It's a little bit boring just playing with the image. But nowadays we have a lot of different tools like control net. So like control net, we can actually control like the structure inside the AI. We can use comfy UI. We can combine different models to generate some image that is under control, like the skeletons of the human. Or we can generate the different areas, just use different colors to symbolize maybe the house, the skies, the different part of the image. And also, there's a we have this kind of tool like control net. The skeletons can be directly assigned to generate comic-like characters. But what is after this? So you can imagine one day, all of the image is generated by AI. So what is the point of doing art? What is the point of we doing like 20 years of study and then we draw something AI can draw in 5 seconds, but we have to take 50 years. So if AI creates all, what is art? So I want to start with this non-generative artwork that is the banana on the wall. So it's actually very super interesting that if you close your eyes, you can actually remember like from anywhere, anytime, there's an artist stick a banana on the wall and state, this is a very expensive art to the world. So cool. So the art is not the banana itself because it's once eaten by another artist. And then it has to replace every month. But I think the art is internal, and also it's a conceptual meme. It's a memory gene inside like human culture that once it is created, it is stated in the real world, we will never forget. So even though this is a photo, it's a JPEG, you can still know the artwork. It is across the sea, but we don't have to touch the physical item of it. And then AI as a creative medium is also a very cool perspective. I want to show I think all of us are more engineering feeling here. So after the Tower of Babel, we are actually removing the wall between the informations. So how I see AI is like Rosetta Stone. So in the past years, we have like a lot of different type of languages. Those information is hidden behind the symbols. So we don't have any way to communicate very efficiently. We have to make a lot of books to store those information. But nowadays, AI removes the barriers. So you can see that it's like 10 times, 100 times of the traditional speed how we perceive this kind of information. So you can kind of like see it as a systematic scheme. That is encoder. Encoder is humans use words, sounds, images to encode those art's feelings, concepts into a knowledge. I call it a fuzzy cloud. So the fuzzy machine is actually the AI itself. So after the Industrial Revolution, we built like a rational machine. We know which gear works how and how code is working. But nowadays, artists have a fuzzy machine. So we are kind of using collective consciousness to create artworks and then using a decoder. Like decoder is kind of projected from the higher dimension into the lower dimension, which is where human is at. Like we can see those things, we can feel those things, but actually it's just part of the higher dimension concepts. And I think the singularity point is that we actually create AI and this kind of emergence. We see some of the kind of higher dimensional things are hidden in the AI model. So there's also another cool perspective that I want to showcase to you. So there's noise in the OSI system, like the OSI layers of networks. We can actually see that we are abstracting those physical links like 0 and 1. We are abstracting the network protocol. And how can we maybe turn AI into a protocol? So in the traditional noise, we can see that we encode in different symbols. But nowadays, maybe it's token in AI, and we are trying to see that the abstract meaning behind that. Because if you put noise inside some of the different mediums, just like this one. So if we try to put noise in 0 and 1, we can get some of the kind of different characters, maybe like it's Korean, it's Chinese words. But if the noise is in alphabetical level, we can actually see that. It's noise and it's effective, but not the same result because we have the noise in different kind of sculpture and labels, so that doesn't affect that much. So after this, I'm thinking of there's a similar concept in AI. Actually, we can actually make noise in the AI level. So there's a data poisoning that artists trying to fight against AI. So they can make a new model that is they're like pollutioning the model, and then once the image is polluted, like poisoned, and you can see that the output of the image will be totally wrong. So that is super fun that we have noise also in a very abstract, that AI context and level. So after this, I'm thinking of that in the human age that we have message and we have different knowledge base of the receivers. And then after that, we have like cloud knowledge base, just like the generative AI and also the large, like the big, the large models right now. And then if someone lost the access to the cloud knowledge base, we will actually lose the correct interpretation. And then after that, you can see that we are kind of more working toward a collective network that is filtering out the machine by the machine learning network. And then some of the culture might be enhanced. Some of the culture might disappear. And then after this, I'm thinking of, for this kind of different messages, actually what we perceive today is pre-processed by the AI to wrap into a more high-tech projection of the message, just like if we see some of the AI usage that we can see like walking, like the basketball players, we can see the real-time data, or also we can see the real-time translation of Google. We have only 5 minutes, but I have 30 slides left, so I will quickly turn into the case studies that might inspire you, like from the artist's perspective. So this is one of the Revenge of the Ball and Kuka Ball, like robot. It's actually compete with a robot machine to play tennis and then like to play the glass with the robot. So we not only see AI as competitors, maybe in this one it's competitor, but we are still like starting to think about how AI perceive and how AI can think and how AI can have a conversation with human and what can AI do and what cannot, what can AI, what are AI not able to do. It's super fun. You can check it out online. And also there's a very cool thing I saw in the Bright Moments event. So that is in a charge, and then once you talk to the microphone, it'll be like the internal one. You can see the artwork or painting change by itself. This is super fun too. The projection is too bright. And then there's some of the conceptual artists actually in a very early stage. They start with the research of AI, like how can AI like tell it is a duck? Or how can I tell it is a bridge? How many strokes do I have to make before the AI can tell it is a certain graphics? So I think this concept also like is very playful and like collaborating with AI. Some of the artists in NFT space, like artists like Claire Cleaver, she's a fashion designer, and also she started to collaborate with AI to generate this very, very beautiful curated series of AI fashion like images. So this is more like also the graphic anecdotes pieces. So in MoMA Museum, you can see that the machine learning model actually like interprets and have like a fuzzy interpretation of the landscapes and all the imagined data, and then try to turn them into a physics simulation scene. And also Maria Kingman. So this one I really want to show it, so just let me show it. So this one is the Mario Kingman piece that you can actually find the gradients between two artworks. So if I pick like Obama on the left side, and then I pick bottles on the right side, it can try to find the gradient between these artworks. Okay, so you can see that, oh, this is very fun. Actually, there's the concept in math that called discrete. So we can actually find the continuous things between those discrete points, and that is very helpful by the AI because human has finite mind, finite brain. We are not able to explore those like infinite possibilities. So I think that is a very fun illustration, like fun usage of the AI. So in the last minute, I'm going to introduce a little bit of my next project. Like in the internal garden in the bottle, I'm trying to form like a digital ecosystem in a bottle, but by functions and AI. And then we're trying to find the stable point, just like in the typhoon, the large red spot on Mars. And then we can see that according to the system, we have some AI algorithm running inside, some function competing inside, and then through the interpreter, and also the performer, we can create a feedback loop between the AI system and also the performer and generate it. Then all the interface between the system and the performer is the kind of experimental scale generated by AI. So we can see that how AI interpret a high-dimensional concept into an abstract score. And then we can see how human use their brain, like very brilliant brain, turn those distorted score into like musics. So I really want to see this kind of dynamics. And the last word of this is, in the light, the earth remains our first and our last love. I think though AI is like developing very fast, we still have a lot of place concepts that is unknown to the humankind and maybe to AI, because AI kind of generates from our past data. But since we have the best tool to create those like new concepts and compete with the concepts and maybe conversation with the AI, I think the new era is the artist era still. Thank you.